Thank you for submitting your Q4 response for the audit.
He gives an example of Dandelion plants, which uses the air to carry their seeds far away and disperse them.
First, the professor mentions a kind of plant. To be more specific, she talks about the dandelion. The dandelion produces many seeds. The seeds float in the air. Here's a report of your answer. Overall, you did great in topic development. Minor issue in language use highlighted in blue. The biggest bottleneck here is delivery, particularly the number of pauses that you have over here. You actually have around 16 pauses, many of them in between sentences and some in the middle of the sentence. And this really slows down your speaking rate as well and might impact your intonation a little bit. And the real cause of the fluency issue and some of the language use issue is actually sentence organization difficulty. Let's listen to your audio file, and while we do that, I'll label the pauses roughly.
The professor discusses two strategies of reproduction used by animals and plants. First, a strategy by plants. He gives an example of Dandelion plants, which uses the air to carry their seeds far away and disperse them, so they avoid competition between each other, competition on light and water. This would increase the chance of production of seeds spread far away, and this strategy works especially in crowded area. The second strategy by animals, for example in sea turtles, that female dig a nest and lay more than 100 eggs to make sure some of them will survive, because most of them will be eaten by predators. This increases the chance of survival, a few of them to survive. Here's investing in the quantity, not quality. These are the two strategies that the professor discussed.
The root cause for sentence organization difficulty. First of all, note taking. You have about 20 lines of messy notes here. I don't know if you immediately know the number of lines that you have. Usually I know. Like here, about 9, and here about 10, and here is 1. But some are really fragmented. For example, your first sentence over here, you already have 1, 2, 3, 4 pauses. And the notes here are definitely messy. And here, air seed. How do you create a sentence out of these two words? You have to think. That's why there's mid-sentence pause or pause right after the sentence, like here, right? This corresponds to this one over here. And you're skipping some notes. It could be because some of them are not immediately intelligible when you're looking at them under time pressure. They're messy, they're not numbered, so when you look at them, you don't know whether you have enough notes or not. You kind of have to constantly look at the clock. Secondly, about how you connect the notes. Right now, you have a habit of combining several lines of notes into one sentence like this. Not that it's wrong, but sometimes when you cram too much information in a sentence, there might be mid-sentence pauses, or you will have pauses somewhere between the sentences because your brain, after processing a long line, needs a break. So here's how we solve this. First, we rewrite your notes into clear numbered SVO. Let me turn the 4 lines over here to this. Here's how we solve this. First, I rewrite your notes, the first 4 lines, into this so that it's clean, right? And plus, I try to have subject, verb, object, or at least verb, object as much as possible. Okay. This helps me organize the sentences more easily. And secondly, when I speak my answer, I make 1 sentence per line. Okay? I don't merge the sentence. So each sentence contains only 1 subject, object, and verb as well. Let me show you how I do this. First, the professor mentions a kind of plant. To be more specific, she talks about the dandelion. The dandelion produces many seeds. The seeds float in the air. They're dispersed to many different places. So it took me about 12 seconds, and the number of words is around 46. That's actually about 230 words per minute. We don't need to speak that fast, but you can see that when you have shorter sentences, one by one, you can actually go very fast. So quick summary, right now you're scoring at around 24. Your words per minute is around 133 with a lot of pauses. And today we learn about how to take clean SVO per line and then one short SVO per sentence when we speak. You can do a mini drill a bit later. You can rewrite your notes and speak the first 6 lines of notes like that and see how it changes your speaking rate and minimize the pauses. If you want to see more improvement, you can join the $20 practice starter. All the details are described over here. And then after you complete that, we will do auditing again and then talk about what you're going to do going forward before your test in the 10-minute evaluation call.